Hi, friends. Today we welcome Cinzia to our World Mitra podcast. Cinzia is a fascinating blend of science, spirituality, and creativity. A former engineer and IT manager, she is now a passionate astrologer, certified coach, and multidisciplinary speaker. Cinzia believes in unleashing our inner genius requires a commitment to personal and spiritual development. A philosophy she shares with renowned leaders like Elon Musk, Richard Branson, and Steve Jobs. Cinzia offers a unique blend of skills using astrology to guide both business strategies and personal growth journeys, and coaching to help new earth leaders, creatives, empaths, and healers to navigate the challenges of modern life. She also a passionate artist, infusing creativity into every aspect of her work. Let's welcome Cinzia.
Thank you very much, Darshan. I knew that today is your birthday, so happy birthday.
Thank you, Cinzia. Yes, so Cinzia, can you brief us and take us through your life and work, please?
My name is Cinzia Biondi. I am Italian, but I have lived in many countries abroad. So, meaning like in France, the Netherlands, and who know next. I am originally a biomedical engineer, and later I was also a manager. But despite all the different roles that I had in my life, astrology was always with me since many years. Actually, it was with me since I was 12 years old. And I still remember when I was really young that I couldn't read horoscope in the newspapers because I was always thinking that it was like something that was not really connected to ancient astrology. That is what I practice. So what I practice is like an ancient astrology that is something that is coming inside my soul, and it's difficult to be teach because when I see a birth chart of a person is like really cosmic forces are connecting with me, and I intuitively pick up all what I have to say to the client that is in front of me. So it's really special the way how I'm practicing astrology. For me also, astrology is like because I studied engineering. For me, astrology is really like mathematics. It's really simple as an engineer, but a lot of people really cannot understand that it's really connected to mathematics. We have also a famous humanistic psychologist and astrologer that is Dane Rudyard, who was saying a famous quote, and he was saying astrology is a mathematical language, and if you understand it, the sky is literally speaking to you. So that's is what is astrology, the basic. The real basic is reconnected to mathematics. Let's say during all my life, I had a lot of frustration because I was raised in a Catholic family, a very religious family, and in Italy, a lot of people at the time were feared astrology. So it was not an easy journey, especially because when I was working, for example, when I was working as a manager, I was still using astrology to support the directors to give advice on how to recruit new people, to really see if this kind of new employee were really matching the value of a company. But at the same time, people were always asking me the recurrent question, you don't really believe in astrology, do you? And that was really fascinating all the time. How many times I received this kind of question? So it became after I left corporate world 5 years ago, it became a sort of my mission to explain astrology in the possible easiest way to people, in order to make it accessible to everyone. Because in my opinion, astrology is really enabling us to navigate the shift from the communication age to the spiritual age. And I will give you some context now to try to understand the origin of astrology, so that everyone can have a better understanding. So if we go back in the history, astrology was born about 6,000 years ago in Mesopotamia, and at the time, people were used to live very open to the sky, and they were really aware of the movements of the planet. And they believe that the sign that they were seeing in the sky were the sign that were receiving from God, who in another time were lived in our planet Earth. So all this ancient population in Mesopotamia started already to notice that there were correlation between the planetary movement and the events on Earth and our lives, and their lives in that case. So a simple example that I can give to our audience today is that a lot of ancient people were really connecting a moon cycle to the cultivation of plants, or to agriculture. So, actually, looking at the stars, the moon, and the sun, and so on, was always something that was really rooted in the life of a lot of ancient cultures. And all these, actually, it continue to be part of society for a lot of time during our history. I mean, history of all our planet, let's say. And it was very much astrology at the time, also back in history, was really much linked also to science, because it was really much linked also to astronomy. If we think about the famous Galileo Galilei, that was a famous Italian astronomer, for example. But it was also part of medicine. And in the Middle Ages, to have an example, you couldn't be a doctor if you didn't understand astrology to diagnose specific symptom on your people, on patient. And maybe also it's really a lot connected to Indian culture, because astrology for Indian people, it's really day to day business, let's say. So, let's say that astrology had really a powerful impact all over the world, not only Europe, India, Mesopotamia, until when? Until just 300 years ago, when there was another scientist, his name was Isaac Newton, that arrived and developed a new kind of science, and the new laws that he was calling the laws of motion. And so, because of Newton, we had a new paradigm that was mainly focused on separation instead of union. But despite that separation, everyone seen that the astrology was so powerful that for the last 6,000 years, we still have this fantastic discipline. And now more and more people are finally resuming, coming back to astrology to really understand the power of this ancient tool. So astrology, it's something that for me, and also during the ancient time, it's like connected. It's a language of the sacred. It's a language of the divine. I could call it the language of interconnected universe. So it's a language that is helping us to feel united with the universe, and also be interconnected with everyone in the world, and so have a sense of belonging and union together with any kind of culture. That's what is fascinating. And I'm really glad that nowadays, slowly, but it's coming, many people are starting to awaken as well to this to astrology, because we are moving to a new, let's say, age. We are ending slowly Pisces age, that actually Pisces age, in astrology of the ages, is actually ending in 2106. But slowly we are moving towards a new age, which is the Aquarius age. It's an age where finally astrology is coming back. So astrology is taking place again. So was the main concept here is that to give you another insight, another perspective, is that astrology is teaching us a language of meaning, a language of symbolism. And what I noticed that it became actually my mission. All the new discipline, all the new tools that came after, they are always connected, they are always rooted in astrology as basics. I can give you an example. For example, human design, MBTI test that they give in the corporate world. The roots of this discipline that they call the new age discipline, they call it discipline that technology or methodology that are more precise, but actually the roots is always astrology. When someone understands the basic of astrology, they can understand automatically human design, MBTI, and other new age techniques. So you might ask your audience today might ask, okay, but what is a birth chart? Because still it's fascinating, but still a lot of people all around the world, they never had a birth chart reading and they don't know what it is a birth chart. So what it is a birth chart? It's really simple. A birth chart represent it's like a map that hold your unique trait, your unique essence. And it contains your blueprint. And I always say it's like your potential. So the birth chart represents your potential. Then you have your destiny. Then you have your free will. According to your free will, you can decide if to activate or not your potential. It is according to your free will. And this is what actually is deviating a human being from really tapping into their potential. Because to give you an example from nature, an acorn, for example, an acorn, he knows that he needs to grow to an oak tree. But when you look at an acorn, it has all the potential inside, and you might think, how the hell is possible that this acorn will turn into a oak tree? Is it possible because inside there is the potential, the seeds for that specific light to grow into an oak tree. So an acorn will never turn into, I don't know, apple tree or a pine tree, because he knows that it will become an oak tree. And the same should be also for every human being on this planet. Everyone should know very well their birth chart in order to activate their potential, in order to live their life authentically. But the majority of people, they try to copy each other. So instead to become, like an example, an oak tree, they often become an apple tree, a pine tree, and so it starts a lot of confusion in this humanity. So for me, astrology is a very useful tool for self understanding, and I use astrology to bring a person quickly back to their authentic self, because every one of us has a very unique contribution to make to this world. And if you don't make this unique contribution, is like your life is wasted. So that's the powerful tool of astrology. And another point that I want to add is that sometimes a person that is coming to me to have an astrological reading is telling me, but I have a lot of difficult aspect in my birth chart. How is it possible? Well, every planet has an harmonious side and a less harmonious side, but it's up to us to, of course, take the harmonious side of this aspect. And I can give you an example. So often, a person might have, for example, a difficult aspect between Mars and Uranus that can be quite difficult because it can bring a lot of frustration, angry, violence, and so on. But if a person, a specific a man, because I had in this example, I had a man as client, if this man take the positive side of his aspect, so we take the positive symbolism of Mars and Uranus, he can use really in a positive way this aspect of his birth chart. For example, he can be more courageous in his life, he can be more daring, he can live on the edge, he can take a quick decision under pressure, so he can work in a specific job environment where you need to take a quick decision under pressure. And for example, in the case of my client, he was enrolling in extreme athletic activity to activate this part on a positive side. Then we have another aspect of astrology that it's really useful, that is live strategically with astrology. How you can live strategically following astrology. Many people today feel like they just live their life is just random, there is no pattern. A lot of people, they feel like life is just how it is, but actually if you're really aware of all the planetary pattern, all what is happening around our world, like ancient culture were doing, you can really be strategic to act in the proper way in a specific time frame according to your birth chart. For example, if a person is going through a really huge Jupiter transit, which bring a lot of expansion, good luck, it might bring also promotion at work and so on. If you know it in advance, you can act strategically to have more expansion in our life, and to get maybe sooner a specific promotion at work, or to be prepared to get a specific promotion at work. So this is why my intention is my mission, actually it became my mission. It's every Friday slash Saturday I share on LinkedIn and YouTube, specifically on YouTube. I share free astrological energy insight, so that people can start live life on a more conscious way, but life on a more strategic way. So my intention in this during these updates, inside astrological updates, is to share any kind of energy update that can really benefit people, in order to help people to navigate better their private life and also their business life. So that's the main intention. So if people resonate with what I'm saying so far, they can join me, they can subscribe on my YouTube channel that is called Astrology by Cinzia, or they just connect with me on LinkedIn, and my name is Cinzia Biondi, so that they can see every week that I share really useful insight that can be really, they are really practical insight. That's the main intention, practical insight to really because they can be really used soon, immediately. So people can really, even if people doesn't know anything about astrology, can really feel the energy, and they can really use all the tips that I'm sharing every week for free. So that's my mission. I trust that this short introduction about astrology and what I'm doing was really useful, and I'm available to any kind of people if they want to ask question, or they want to connect with me on YouTube and LinkedIn.
Thanks, Cynthia, for sharing your insight, your life story, and how you help people in knowing their true potential, and through astrology, how to identify their strengths, and making sure that how you have came across the scientific approach of astrology through ancient Greek philosophy to as of nowadays. All of that, hopefully, our audience will take benefit and will connect with you on LinkedIn.
Sure.
We are also going to share this podcast and many more on World Mitra podcast, that is our website, Spotify. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much, and see you on YouTube then.